सिया राम, जय जय राम सिया राम, राम सिया राम, जय जय राम सिया राम।
सबको रिझाता चल, सबसे निभाता चल, सबको रिझाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम। राम नाम का अलख जगाता चल, मिल जाएंगे राम। राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल, राम धुन गाता चल।
राम सिया राम, जय जय राम सिया राम।
सहना भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं करवावहै, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We have, for all those who are new, is there anyone new in this class? This is the book we are doing by Swami Parthasarathi. Can you see it? This is the book we are doing in this class. Anyone's new? See names, I know. Right. So this is the book we are doing.
Yes, ma'am. I'm new. I'm new in this
Okay.
class.
Yeah, you were there yesterday, right, Sushmita?
Yeah, but not in this class.
Okay.
Actually, it was a different time. Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Okay. Welcome to the Vedanta Treatise class. If anyone were to ask this question, I want to read just one book on Vedanta. Which book should that be? Then this is the book it should be. Because what is not in this book on Vedanta is probably not anywhere else. It's got everything from the beginning to the end. So we are lucky we are studying this book step by step. It's just got everything. Anything else will be just a different way of putting it. The knowledge itself, this book has got, I don't know of anything that is not in this book. So this is the one book, if you want to start, if you want to read just one, then this is that book. Now, where are we in the book? We are in the chapter on use and abuse of religion. Use and abuse of religion is trying to tell us what religion is for, what religion is not for. What religion is for developing ourselves, improving ourselves, achieving perfection in ourselves, or to put it in a more traditional manner, to achieve moksha, to achieve liberation, to achieve self-realization. Atma, what is that word? Atmaksha. Atma, what is that word? Anyone knows it? To achieve
Atma Gyana. Atma
Atma
Gyana.
Gyan, Brahma Gyan, you can say that. There's another word I'm trying to remember.
Bodha, Atma Bodha.
Atma Bodh is another word for it, but the word I have in my mind, Atma, like, yeah, like, okay, just these are just different words for the same thing, but these are all the various words that are mentioned. So that is the purpose, to finally reach your own nature, to reach your own godhood, to understand who you really are. You can't understand who you are if you're full of complications in your head. So first, these complications have to be removed, which is called self-purification. This is slowly you start becoming very honest with yourself, being able to do some very Atma Sakshatkar, correct, thank you, Atma Sakshatkar. So, so how do you go about it? Very step by step. First, to learn to be honest with yourself. Okay? You need not go and accept to the world if you want, but at least with yourself, brutal honest. Brutal. You will not allow your mind to fool around with you. You know you made a mistake, you know inside you, you allow that thought to come. Very carefully, you have to go down this path of self-purification. I will identify what I'm not doing properly, what I am doing properly. Now we've spoken so much of self-purification, people look upon themselves like some kind of Rakshasa only. We are all good people, Baba. You wouldn't be involved in your self-purification unless you were a good person to begin with. So please accept that you're a good person. You're not a bad person. If you're a bad person, you will not be doing anything with Vedanta. You will be busy, I don't know, doing what. So don't act like, oh my God, I have to purify myself. I'm such a horrible person. Stop. All right. So see the good, see the bad. Just be brutally honest. Whatever it is. If it's good, then wonderful, it is good. If it is bad, then okay, well, this is something that requires improvement. Step one is just brutal honesty with yourself through the good, through the bad, through the mediocre, whatever. Step two is then cleaning it. Now, when cleaning it, here is where another problem comes. First problem we have is we cannot be brutally honest with ourselves. Anytime anything happens, we give some stupid reason that it has happened. My maid, you should see the way she explains things away. You cannot correct anything because she has got a full justification of why it actually has to be done this way. So I'm quite fascinated how the mind can work. That no matter what is happening, you're right. That at the end of the thing is you're right. So you tell her, oh, you've put too much water in the dal. The easy thing is, yes, okay, Bobby, next time I will not do it. Life is so simple. Will it ever be simple? No. She will say, Abhi itni gaadi dal banai. Why will I say there's too much water in the dal if the dal is gaadi? So either I am mad or something else is wrong. So the fascinating thing about this thing is that this is us, every one of us. The moment something is pointed out to you that this of yours is not correct, you are fully committed. All of us are fully committed to
defending our position.
saying how it was right. Speak to Duryodhana. Will he not tell you how he is right? Speak to Ravana. Will he not tell you how he was right? And some wonderful jokers nowadays read all those arguments and say, yes, they're right. That's like listening to my maid and say, coming with this theory that no, that dal was actually quite thick. Silly, silly, silly. Now whether the dal is thick or thin is dependent on what the person has asked you to make, right? There is no standard of what is thick and what is thin. If you want suki dal, then suki dal is to be made. If you want watery dal, then watery dal is to be made. There's no standard that this is called thin or this is called thick. Your job is to make it the way you are being told that it has to be made. So you will argue by saying, no, everybody thinks this is a thick dal. You see how the mind functions here. So please have conversations with your staff if you've not had them and listen. And you're listening for what?
You're listening for how, like, we do it in our lives.
How my mind functions. Listen carefully. To argue also with them. You say, no, there's too much water. Listen to the amount of things. Say, no, but I told you make it thin, thick or thin or whatever in the world you wanted. And say, listen to the way they argue. It is never a simple thing. If it is thin, you can boil it a little bit, it'll become thick. If it is thick, put a little water, it'll become thin. It's a very simple thing. But how the mind will argue exactly like we do. So the first challenge we face is that we cannot be brutally honest about anything. We will sometimes joke. Have you noticed how people joke? You tell them something, they'll make a joke out of it. What does it mean? That genuineness is not there. They just make a joke out. What is the purpose of that joke? To escape that situation. So please notice, this is how we all function. It's so easy, to make a joke out of it. You tell somebody something is wrong about you, and then they'll just laugh it off. There's no genuine interest in finding that thing is wrong. So first step is brutal honesty. Hardcore honesty with yourself that I have made a mistake or I have not made a mistake. Both ways. That kind of honesty is your very first step on the spiritual ladder. Okay, that's number one. Now, once you've identified, you have to clean it. Now, to clean it, what will you require? One word, okay? Don't give me one lecture. One word. To clean it, you will require?
Knowledge.
Okay. That is correct. I mean, that is the base of all things. Knowledge is the base of all things, including brutal honesty with yourself. So without knowledge, you won't do any of it. Buddhi. Okay, what aspect of the buddhi?
Interest to correct ourselves.
Yes, okay. You can say that. That's an acceptable answer. But what you're going to really need is?
Courage.
Shraddha, application. Shraddha.
Courage.
I can't hear you.
Janki ji, courage to admit the mistake.
Courage to admit the mistake. Yes, that has happened on step one. Now you've done that. Nitin, they're saying for inner cleaning, what are you going to need? What is your biggest tool? Self-analysis, you've already done, Deepra. Step one was identifying. That was self-analysis. Once you've identified, okay, this is good, this is bad, this is... Yes, that's my question, Shushmita. To rectify the mistake, what are you going to need to do? What are you going to need to have?
You have to act on the shortcomings.
Right. That is correct.
मालूम है, but not doing anything. What is use, no?
करते पण वळत नाही.
कळतं वळत नाही. Exactly.
Now you understand, all of you understand what this sentence means. करते पण वळत नाही. करते means I understand. But वळत नाही. How do you translate वळत नाही? Well, means turn. You can't, you understand the problem, but you're not able, you understand the problem with yourself, but you're not able to turn your direction, something like that. It means you can't change, basically. What do you need? What do you need? Quick, quick, quick. Say what you need quickly.
Action, action.
Okay, true. Acceptance, you've already done, no? That happens.
Intellect. Intellect.
Intellect is correct, but what aspect? That's what mommy.
Introspection. Introspection.
वो तो हो गया ना. First stage only you did all that. Yeah, Sheetal. I can't hear you. You're muted, I think. Can't hear you. Don't you like how they are both sitting in the same room and listening to the class separately? Very nice. You type it, Sheetal. I can't hear you. Type your one word, whatever that word is. Or you go up to Omkar and say it from his phone.
Janki,
Yeah, bolo.
clarity of the mind.
Clarity. That happened in the first step. Remember, you identified now. Yes, you can say sadhana, you can say tapas is the closest anyone else got to it. Can you say it in English?
Effort.
Yes, but effort is what?
Austerity. Austerity.
Discriminating effort.
Discipline.
Penance.
Ah, very
Penance.
good. I think
Yeah.
Arun said that. Yes.
Penance.
Yeah. Okay, you can say that. Penance, austerity, you can say all that. But what do these words mean? They've lost their meaning in our lives. In our life now, penance, austerity, and all means what? I didn't eat one meal, or I did mantra, or I went to the temple, or I sat in meditation. But this may or may not be applicable to you. You have to figure out what you need to purify and work on that. What is the use of a person who's very, very disciplined about food, then he's fasting? And, okay, he's already good at that. He can become better, obviously. But that may not be his weakest link. So, yes, I think Arun said it, discipline. You're going to need discipline. You know why you need discipline? Because
Sorry, Janki,
you're going
what
to
you
need
said?
discipline. But why will you need discipline?
Because the mind will keep figuring, otherwise go back to
Because
what is it.
yes, correct. The thing
It's that it. Yeah.
Because when you say you have to put in effort, you have to put in action, you were all right. You have to apply your intellect. All of these are right answers. But I don't know whether we're getting the right sense of these answers. Why are you going to need this? Just think about it. You have cultivated a flaw over maybe 40 years, 50 years, maybe 300 years for all you know, right? How long are you going to take to rectify this fault? Suppose you've been bringing this down with you for the last 5 janmas you had. How long is it going to take you? Take you some time, right? Take a year, 2 years, 5 years, depending on how deep the problem is. Now you are expected to put in effort over this long period of time. Putting in that effort over a long period of time will require
Discipline.
discipline. Isn't it? So without discipline, nothing ain't working, buddy. So one day you will say, yeah, I'm going to do my sadhana, and you will start something. 2 years later, you have now got interested in something else. That's not how it's going to work. When you come to Vedanta, you have committed. What have you committed when you come to Vedanta? Correct.
Be disciplined.
No, nobody commits that. Yet here you will learn that. But when you come to Vedanta, correct, Deepraj, you have committed your life. This is for your life. This is not for this year and next year or this week and next week. You've committed for your life. You're on the path of this whole noble path for your life. Then you are a Vedanta student. Just because you hop from class to class on Vedanta doesn't make you a Vedanta student. If you have committed to your development, then you become a Vedanta student. Otherwise, you become a Vedanta tourist. ये अच्छा है वहां जाते हैं वो अच्छा है वहां जाते हैं committed. Now to inculcate this discipline, right? Are you with me so far? Who can tell the line of thought so far?
We are not honest with ourselves.
Start from the beginning. Start. Oh no. Nobody said that, Deepraj. Don't change it. Start from the beginning.
There are various steps in the journey of self-purification.
Start from the beginning.
Religion is means the purpose of religion is to unite with the self.
That wasn't said in this class, but okay. Fine. Okay, start right at the beginning. First, we said this is a book we are studying. Right? That was point 1. Point 2 is in this book, we are on the chapter
Use and abuse
of religion.
Yes, use and abuse of religion. It's too sad when nobody knows what's going on in class. Okay, follow line of thought. Your responsibility when you come into this classroom is to follow the line of thought, because if you're not following the line of thought, you're not paying attention, you're wasting your time. And mine also, but you're wasting your time. Right? So please first put on your videos so that you're forced to listen. At least when your video goes off, we know that you have gone off. So first put on your videos. Yeah. Thank you. Follow line of thought. We started with, this is the book we are doing. This is the book we are doing. This is the chapter we are doing. It's use and abuse of religion. Now, in use of religion, now see. Then next point was?
Negative religion.
Huh?
Negative religion.
Negative religion. No, positive. Negative and positive religion are what you're doing with religion. Positive religion means you are, is understanding the purpose of it. What is the purpose? To find enlightenment or self-realization, as Kalyan was saying, find your unity with the self, or whatever word, Atma Sakshatkar, Brahma Gyan, Atma Gyan, jo shabd use karna hai, please use karo.
Moksha.
Moksha, whichever word. That's the purpose. Now, how do you attain this purpose? You have to start with step 1. Now, why do you not attain it? Because of the impurities. Right? So what's step 1? To locate these impurities. To locate the impurities, you require
honesty.
Honesty. Brutal honesty. You know, one thing that will help us to be honest is to remember that we are imperfect beings. Who is an imperfect being? I can't hear you, Shilpa. Who is
not self-realized?
Very good. What, Shilpa? What were you saying?
Everyone.
Everyone. Very good. Excellent. We are all imperfect beings. Are you imperfect? What? That's also you can't answer. This is very sad.
Yes.
Of course.
No doubt.
Is your neighbor imperfect?
No doubt.
Not sure.
Yes.
Right? Neighbor is imperfect. Yes.
Not sure.
Not sure whether neighbor is
Yes.
Can't say. Yeah.
100%. 100%.
100%. Unless you are next to Sri Ramakrishna or someone, then I don't know. But
Janki ji, suppose somebody having some doubt that I am very good, not doubt, misunderstanding. Ask your neighbor, he will tell you how many faults are with you, within you.
you don't have to go to neighbor. Ask your wife only. She will tell you. Don't worry.
Suppose Deepraj, what Deepraj will do? He's not married.
Yes. that also is true. But he will have his alternatives to that. Don't worry. People who are not married have alternatives. So Deepraj, imperfect plus imperfect is total chaos. Correct. So you see what is going on. Very good. So now you are imperfect. Everybody around you is imperfect too. There is no perfect person here. So don't be, what is there to be embarrassed about? You are imperfect. I am imperfect. Chalo, yaar, dono. Let us, what? In Marathi, they say, Zala gela, gangela mra. You understand this? Whatever has happened, it has happened now and it has merged in the Ganges. Simple life it is. Oh, okay, forget it. Yesterday you said something stupid, I said something stupid, now it's gone. Forget it. Ho gaya. So all the time, if you remember that person is imperfect and that I am imperfect, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Neither your imperfections nor mine. I don't need to hate your imperfections and I don't need to hate my imperfections. Because we are all imperfect. Where is this perfect being? How many Ramakrishna Paramahamsas are there over here? How many Krishnas?
Dunya gole.
But Janki ji, there are some who are more imperfect and there are some who are less imperfect.
Okay, yes, that is true.
That's the reality of this world, and therefore one is embarrassed when one meets someone who is less imperfect.
Okay.
So,
yes, but it's only a matter of degree.
So we have to be very careful when we meet you and we talk to you.
You have no idea whether it is less imperfect or more imperfect. Who knows this? So we, everyone is imperfect. Thoda yahan degree ka difference hai. Like all of us are brown in India. Thoda kam brown, thoda jada brown. But sab brown hi hai na. So everybody has a body, mind, intellect. These are parts of the world. Since it's a part of the world, by very definition, it will be imperfect. What's the problem? What's the embarrassment about? I am an idiot. Everybody knows I'm an idiot. Now I will do idiotic things. Now that I've done an idiotic thing, at least I say, sorry, bhai, I'm an idiot. I did something idiotic. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow I will make one more attempt to not be so idiotic. Life is simple, right? Now, first step in our journey is
honesty.
To be honest.
Just be honest. And if you say,
to be honest,
no, how can I tell anybody what my fault is? What I say, don't tell anybody what my fault is. Log kya kahenge? Then the answer to that is?
All are the same.
All are in the same boat. Neither can I call you names, neither can you call me names. We are all in the same boat. सबके सब पागल है यहाँ पे. यहाँ कोई sane आदमी है ही नहीं. Okay, so no. So let's see. Let's put our understanding to test. Can anyone in this class tell us what is their fault? Give any one fault that you have. Can you give? Now little silence I can understand, but what is the flow of thought? You can't have silence. Right. One fault. Mommy.
I'm impulsive.
Shilpa impulsive. Momita impulsive. Okay. Deepraj arrogant. Give us one fault you have. Yes, Sheetal? I can't hear you. You have to type.
I am reactive.
Let's put you on permanent mute. You better talk to him.
I am reactive.
You're reactive. Okay, very good. I mean, not very good, but yeah. All
too emotional. Too emotional.
Too emotional. Sushmita, impulsive. Kalyan, self-important. Who else? Rest of them all perfect. Nobody is giving any faults. Now we
Eating
know
too much. Eating too much.
Thinking too much, eating too much. Very good. I mean, not
doing exercise.
Not doing exercise.
Too much sleeping.
Too much sleeping.
Too much sleeping.
Okay. One fault to a million. All your faults, don't tell us. Sheetal, sensitive and react fast. If you, Momita, overthinking and impulsive. Kinnari, too frank. Kinnari, you can't say too frank. You have to say, because frank, you're putting a twist on it. You're saying frank is a good thing, right? So you speak insensitively. Put it like that.
Sorry.
Speak insensitively.
Yeah, so I can't hear. Someone else is talking.
Yeah, who is talking? Speak insensitively.
Okay, so I am frank to the point of being brutally honest. So does that become insensitive?
Yes. Do not, when you never put your, never put a good word in your bad quality, because then it becomes, like, in my mind, it is not a bad quality. So never put a good.
Okay. Thanks.
Anuja,
But-
everything. Yes, go ahead, Kinnari.
Yeah, but sometimes when the person asks, or and then when I say it, then the person feels bad about it. So then is it not a good quality? I mean, I maybe I don't say when it's not, the advice is not asked, but when you are too honest, then again, is that a bad quality? When the person has asked you for some opinion?
I mean, that's where sensitivity comes in, no?
Okay. So maybe say it in a way that doesn't hurt the person.
Yes, remember those great words from the Bhagavad Gita. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyam hitam chayat. The vakyam, the words, should not come from udvega. Udvega means like just bursting into us, like some pressure to speak.
Okay.
Anudvegakaram means not words like that. Then what? Satyam, they're true. Priyam, they're dear. It should sound good to the other person. And hitam has to create benefit.
Okay. Thank you.
Anuja, you can't say everything. You have to say a specific thing, because we cannot believe everything about you is bad. So that is not possible, because if what you're saying is true, everything about you is bad, then you're a self-realized soul. Then we have to all come and touch your feet. So you cannot say everything, because everything means you're self-realized. If you've got 100% negativity or 100% positivity, you're a self-realized soul. So you can't say everything. You have to identify one thing which is wrong. So you give us one quality of yours which according to you is bad. I can tell you one quality about her. Anuja is very good. She is, let's say she's not 25 years old, because I don't want to announce her age. But she went there, we organized some book fair in Pune, and she went there like two and I don't know, 2 hours journey over there, 2 hours journey back at not a very young age, went, stayed there whole day. I mean, amazing. This kind of dedication can only be seen in Vedanta, I mean, in causes, when people work for causes. Amazing what she has done. So you can't tell us that you have got everything wrong with you, Anuja, because we already know you. Let's see, oh my God. So many have come. Then Arun Sehgal, inconsistent with 5 a.m. reflection. Okay. Sangeeta Shah, not a good speaker. Sangeeta, you have to give us a better bad quality, because not a good speaker is not a bad quality. I mean, sometimes a good speaker is understood as a person who, like a good salesman, wo bahut acha bolta hai. That means he can make you do anything. So not a good speaker is not a good enough bad quality. You have to tell us an actual bad quality. Aparna, trust people easily. No good words in your bad qualities. Because if you have a single good word, your mind will take off. Say, I'm a good person. I trust. They are bad people. So you have to say gullible, stupid, idiotic. Say like that. Please, I don't mean to be rude to you. Because next everybody will come and throw, I don't know, stones at me if I say something. So no good words in your bad qualities. That's where brutal honesty comes in. I will, because the mind will slip it like that. Then impatient, very good. Restless of mind, very good. Mira, sensitive. Mira, you have to need a better word than sensitive. Sensitive in what sense? You get hurt if people are rude to you, right? I suppose that's what you mean. So you should say stupid. It's just easier. Some stupid person says something stupid and I am getting affected means I must be brainless. People, 90% of people will say good things about us. There'll be 10%, not even 10%, 1% of people will say really negative things about you. Something wrong with them. Why would they be so negative towards you? So if I take people's negative words about me seriously, then who's the idiot here? I am, right? Because someone who's genuinely interested in my welfare will not be talking to me like that. So I am taking a person who's not interested in my welfare and trying to say that why are you not interested in my welfare? Then I'm an idiot. Right, Meera? So which is the word you would like to use?
Stupid.
Okay. So I didn't say, because then you will say you told me I was stupid. How could you say this to me in class? I didn't say. Please, everybody, you say your own. Then Prakash is honest, is good in this Kalyug. One must be honest according to situation. Wait, we are not asking us, tell us good advice. We are saying, tell us one negative quality that you have. Anuja, everything people saying, have it, realize in bits and pieces, can't study, impulsive, no tolerance. Oh, okay. All right, fine, good. I struggle to delegate tasks as a leader and often try to handle everything on my own. Very good. Bhargavi, controlling. I want to have control in all my situations. Pushpalata, emotional. Is there anything further or Sangeeta, fearful. Okay, very good. Now that we've all shared with everybody our faults, what is the one thing you've noticed? Everybody has faults, right? Everybody. Is there anybody
Everybody is imperfect.
Everybody is imperfect. So there's no embarrassment in it. None whatsoever. Because embarrassment is not helping us. We are all embarrassed about our faults, but is it helping us? Not helping. So dump it in the sea. So first is we have to know that we are all imperfect. Now, because we are Vedantins, because we are intellectual people, because we always want to classify everything and everything has to be rational, classified, organized. Vedanta gives us two faults that everybody has. Desires, attachment, whatever one word you can use. Let's say attachment and ego. So everything that you have said, every single quality that has been put here as a negative, only boils down to one of these two things, either desire or ego. What are the last one? Struggle to delegate. So what is the struggle to delegate? Either comes on the desire for having every job perfectly done, or ego, that I will always do the jobs better than you can do them. So every single thing boils down in all of us to only two things, desire and ego. Right? Now we have to deal with this. Like each one will have their own particular manifestation. Someone will say fearful, someone will say sensitive. All boils down to the same thing really. but now we have to deal with it. How will we deal with it? We're going to go about it step by step. Since we have to go about it step by step, what we are going to require is
Discipline.
Discipline.
I know what I'm tackling, and I know that this is going to take me a long time, and I'm going to do this work on a daily basis. That is the discipline that is required. It's not a discipline in the air. Many people have this discipline in the air. Like, I have a schedule I'm following. Now, why are there things in this schedule? Chair, na? What is a chair? There is a process over here. And how is whatever your discipline you're following, how is this process supposed to take you to your goal has to be clear to you. ना हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं साधना कर रहे हैं क्या कर रहे हैं कर्म योगा कर रहे हैं भक्ति योगा कर रहे हैं ज्ञान योगा कर रहे हैं क्यों कर रहे हो भाई one day I will realize कैसे पता नहीं. So you see, we learn the knowledge, we learn the words, but somehow we don't seem to get it. These are the various tools I possess. What are the tools I possess? I possess service, I possess devotion, I possess knowledge. These are the tools I have to reach this end of purification. But when I start using the tool, that is karma. Kyun kar rahe ho karma? I'm doing karma because I'm doing this work. Why? Because somebody is forcing me to do it. Don't do it. I'm doing this work because I'm going to get money out of it. Doesn't count for this self-purification. I'm doing this work because I feel very sorry for that person. People go feed people or whatever. Why? Because they're feeling very sorry for that person. But what has that got to do with anything? Nothing. He was looking hungry, मैंने उसको खाना दे दिया. I mean, that's not a bad action. It's not nishiddha karma. It's not forbidden action. But is it taking you to your goal? Please feed poor people, but please understand what you're doing. I don't know, is that clear? That how we do karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga almost in a vacuum, and it's got nothing to do with what we are trying to achieve. When you're clear about which actions you're taking for what goal, then you will have a yardstick about whether these actions are taking you to that goal. All of this comes under positive religion. When you take up all these actions, but you have no sense of what the goal is, it becomes negative religion. Clear? Any questions so far? Yes, Deep.
Hariom, ma'am, I have one question.
1 second, Ganesh. Deepraj was just asking something.
Yeah, so like we do karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga. We schedule it according to our proportion, and then one of the yardsticks can be the affection that I feel towards beings. Like I was thinking about this, like what yardstick will be practical? Is this a practical yardstick?
It is the ultimate yardstick, but you have to understand there's no question of that when the impurities are there. So you have to find out what is your impurity and remove that one. Then love will become the natural outcome. How can we not identify with everybody? How can we not have that love for everybody? That is an abnormal thing. Normal thing is to love everybody. This is normal. Abnormal is to not love people. Now, why is this abnormality there? Because impurity is there. So what is your impurity and which tool are you using to remove that impurity?
Okay, so say I have a lot of selfishness. So I use karma yoga to do service. So if I have a reduction in that selfishness, meaning I become more able to give to other people, give them more time, then that becomes a yardstick for me to say that I have grown.
No, because it's quite capable. You're quite capable of, your mind is quite capable of twisting anything into saying I'm more unselfish. I gave somebody time. I'm feeling, no, I gave you time. Therefore, I'm out. If you spend time with your mother and you say, I gave you time, something's odd, right? Does a mother say to her child, I gave you so much time? Not correct. Love is identification. You feel as the other person feels. You understand where the other person is coming from. It is a feeling. It is not it's not what you do, it's a feeling. Especially you do when you think I've done, then it doesn't come. Like imagine, would a father ever tell his son, I spend so much time with you? But a grown-up son may tell his father. He thinks he's doing so much for his father. So I don't know, how do you put it? That no, it's just identification. You feel one with the other person. So don't worry about yardsticks, because with impurities, our yardsticks will also be impure. Just get down to figuring out the impurity and working. Bas, only that much. Put your head down and work. Don't look up for the next 5 years.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, Ganesh.
Hariom, ma'am, thank you so much for this, and I think it makes sense. What about some people have deep-rooted, I know it's ego or desire, deep-rooted traumas. Like for instance, I can give you a simple example. Maybe you're scared to speak to a person of a higher designation. And if I may remember, you told that when you were young, you found it slightly scary to speak to Swamijis, right? You mentioned that. So sometimes we have these deep-rooted traumas. So can that be removed through effort and karma, or is there something else that we have to do?
Depends. Yes, the answer is yes, they can be removed. When your ego comes down, the trauma comes down. However, now, what shall I say? It's possible. Now, suppose you've made that situation so bad that it requires medical intervention. Then you will need the medical intervention. No? It's like asking me, are carrots good for your health? I'll say, yes, of course, carrots are good for your health. But now you've got a bacterial infection. You can't eat carrots. You will have to take a medicine. So it depends now. I don't know if you all have read this book. I don't know why I write these books. Nobody ever reads them. Can you see this book? It's called, push this. Can you see it? It's called
No.
How Do You Know What You Know? In the preface of that book, it explains this idea that in your thinking, what is wrong, you first have to identify. And based on what you've identified, then you take the action to remove that. Somebody may be very bad at logic. Somebody may be bad at just simply listening. Somebody may be bad at interpreting, comparisons, means art and literature. They don't get it. So you have to figure out what is wrong, how much of it is wrong, and what kind of tool you're going to require. So if it's generally wrong, then of course sadhana will help. It's very specific and deep-rooted, and it has actually affected your body. Then you will have to take a medicine or something like that. That depends on degree, how much. There's a whole spectrum of tools available for us. So we just have to use the tool which is required. Now, you use the word trauma and gave an example such as the difficulty of talking to swamis. This is not trauma. Overwhelmed by respect for a particular, dress or an idea that is being represented. So now there is, in every being overwhelmed, there has to be either the ego or desire. One of these two things have to be there. So, yeah.
Understood, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
But it is just analyzing and taking effort, right? Even if you have to go and take medicine, it is effort, right? It is karma.
Yes, you have to analyze.
There is no two ways about it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Two ways about it. Mamita, all of us have all these faults in some degree or the other. Yes, that's correct. Everybody has every fault. Correct. Shipra, I feel so much anxiety. What should I do? Depends on what degree of anxiety, Shipra. If it is like just too much and it makes you incapable of functioning, then you'll have to go for therapy, go for medication. You have to determine how bad it is. Nowadays, the word anxiety, every time I start getting a little upset, I say anxiety. Now, these words have become, I don't know, some of them are disease, some of them are daily, like depression, for instance. If I'm feeling bad, I'm not depressed, I'm just feeling bad. So these kind of things, obviously, knowledge will take care of. But if I'm in depression, as in clinical depression, then I will need medication. So these words are all, I don't know, we're just tossing them around. So if it is normal everyday stuff, then as you study, all this anxiety and all will go away. But if there is anxiety such that it is preventing you from going to work or preventing you from even cooking in the kitchen or whatever, anything, when it is debilitating, then it might require particular, not you, anyone. And there is no shyness or embarrassment in saying I need that medication, because if you need it, right? If I have a bacterial infection, I have to take an antibiotic. Like, what's the embarrassment about? Many people in class are on medication, as they have shared with me. So what's the big deal? But don't rush into medication. First, do it with knowledge. If you find that is not possible, then next step, go about it sensibly. Who? Vedanta Wisdom, Omkar, is that you?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pandit, you define negative religion as one without a goal, right? Is it without a goal or with the wrong goal? Like people go to religion for, let's say,
Yes, I
money,
get
fame.
it. They go to ask God for money and things like that. I don't know whether you call that a goal. To me, it's repulsive to say that I went to God, asked him for money, and that's my goal. That's strange. Or I went to God, my husband is fighting with me. I went to God, I told God, you make my husband stop fighting. Is that a goal? Is an expression of desire, no? So there's no purpose there. I mean, of course, you say, no, that is a goal. Okay. I mean, depends on how you're using the word. Expression of desire. No, I want something. You go to anybody, whoever you think will fulfill it, you go to that person. Many people think God is all powerful. He's best for fulfilling my desires. I will go to him. It's the same sort of thing, like a child goes to the parent and says, "Ye mujhe do." थोड़ी ना गोल होता है.
So in a way, any objective without a self-realization of the objective is either an expression of desire or is an expression of desire.
No, just this going to God bit.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Just the going to God bit.
Okay.
Not every goal. Suppose I want to be chairman of my company. That's a goal.
If I'm doing some religious activity like a puja or something for that purpose, that although it may have a goal, it's still negative religion, right?
It is called Ishtapurti. That is, it's called fulfillment
No,
of desire.
which was my question. That why would you say negative religion is one without a goal? But I think you have answered it.
Called
Ichhapurti.
Ichhapurti. Called. Like, the thing is, we've lost the language, so we've lost the meaning, and we say, oh, Ichhapurti. Ishtapurti also. The word ish, the root ish, means desire. So what do you say to this? I mean, in Sanskrit, everything is written in Sanskrit. Now nobody speaks Sanskrit, so the meaning of the words is gone. Then it's translated into English by people who may be good at Sanskrit and not good at English, or good at English and not so good at Sanskrit. So sort of, too much confusion is going on in this subject at the moment.
So then is Isha the feminine of Ish?
Wait, let's not go all down the other thing. We'll get it.
I'm purely Sanskrit.
If it's an R ending, yes, but when you're saying, but when you are saying it, you're anglicizing the word. I don't know whether you're
No.
anglicizing the word. Yeah, you can make it. It's a flexible language. There's a lot you can do with it. So I don't want to just make random statements. Every question in Sanskrit opens out a chapter.
Janki ji, my
Momita,
question was also...
1 second, Arun. Momita had a question. She's put it before
Okay,
also.
sorry.
How is discipline an aspect of the intellect? What are its aspects? Oh my God, that's why I didn't take it earlier, Momita, because you're not exactly following the line of thought. And as it is, we are all over the place. Discipline comes from discrimination. Then knowing which act should be performed and in what degree of consistency it's required. So it's an aspect of the intellect. Why you are not disciplined is because you function on the mind. So when your intellect is able to control your mind, that's called discipline. Okay. Now, what are its aspects we won't do now because you already know, studying long enough to know its various aspects. So, how discipline is an aspect of the intellect? Because two things. One is you will have discipline means you have a course of action, right? And what prevents you from following that course of action is your mind. So the intellect needs to determine the course of action and prevent distraction from that course of action.
But discrimination is said to be the aspect. From what we have learned, discrimination is the aspect of the intellect.
Correct. So without discrimination, how will you do this?
Yeah, so discipline is an outcome of the discrimination.
That's correct.
But directly, it's not an aspect of the intellect.
No, intellect is discrimination. That's by definition. So when you have discrimination, you will have this. So intellect is an okay answer, but it's not answering the question. The question was, what are you going to need to do this self-purification? You're going to need discipline.
Okay. And so the only aspect I know of the intellect is discrimination. What else?
No, I don't. You know so many of them. Judgment, analysis, decision, discipline, all of these come under intellect only. The main thing, all of these are just words. The meaning of intellect is discrimination. What it does is it controls the mind. All the others are under that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Shipra. Yeah. Arun, yes, go ahead.
Janki ji, desire to help and helping. Will this, and that's it. One is not thinking of self-realization, nothing. This is negative religion, positive religion?
It's not religion at all. Why would it come under religion?
It's service.
Yeah, but it won't come under religion, right? What is a religious aspect in this? You're saying there is no thought of self-realization, self-purification, nothing. It is service. It's service.
Because one is not evolved to that level when one is thinking of self-realization. One believes that somebody requires help, and service is something which is your dharma, and dharma is religion, and therefore you're doing service.
Then everything, getting married is your dharma, so marriage is also religion. Like har cheez religion ho jayegi, right? So it doesn't come under religion. It comes under social work. It will become religion only when there's a vision of the transcendental in some way or manner. Only then it becomes religion.
Difficult for a common man to visualize the transcendental.
Self-purification, self-development. A common man, wait, we are all in this class. Are we uncommon men? We are all common men, right? And we are conceiving it. So why is it difficult for the common man? Who is this common man? Is he Lakshman's cartoon? He is Bichara, a very objective fellow. He's watching all the mess going on. There's no, this common man is who? This class is for you and me and all of us here. Common people, everyday people with our problems, with our everything, whatever ups, downs. And this knowledge helps us lead our way through it. And if more people come to the class, won't we all be delighted? So who are these common people? There's a feeling that there is some common man who is not interested.
Yeah.
There are
So
some people interested, some people not interested.
yeah, the common man to my mind is who's not attending the class.
He's out,
And
he's out of our range.
So, but he's man on the street.
Mhm.
He sees some accident, takes that person to the hospital.
Hmm.
That service.
Hmm.
This is negative religion.
It's
No
not
religion is not religion.
No religion involved. Why is the religion?
But that's part of your obligatory duty.
Yeah,
This is service.
Okay, so many people are doing obligatory duty, doing service. How are they religious? What is the definition of being religious? If there is no concept of the transcendental, then how is it religion? And by transcendental, we are not just saying, oh, unless you're working non-stop for moksha. We didn't give so strong. We said, okay, if you can't do self-realization, do self-development. If you can't, if even self-development, I'm like, oh my God, what's that? Okay, chalo, self-purification hi bolo, kuch to bolo. Some vision of the higher has to be there. Otherwise, how does it become karma yoga? Karma yoga, remember, it's not just karma.
Yeah, so one may not have that, or subconsciously one may have a vision. Even you're not aware that you have a vision,
That's a wrong concept. You cannot have a subconscious vision.
or you're not aware. You're not aware that there is.
No, then you don't count.
Also. No.
No, religion, remember the full definition. Religious practices, what are they? They are a systematic attempt at doing something. Right? Systematic attempt to return to your original nature. There is no systematic attempt because one random thing he saw, he went and there is no systematic attempt. There is no belief in, there is no, not belief. He may believe in God. That also doesn't make it religious because he's not seeing any connection between this and God. If he says, this is my service to God, now you have some element of the transcendent. He's just going about his normal life. He's a good man and he saw somebody in pain. He helped him. We're not saying he's a bad guy. We're just saying nothing to do with religion.
If he has that thought at that point in time, or he has a thought not at that point in time, but if he has a thought that this is my service to God, I'm doing this to serve God, then it becomes religion.
Yeah, then the question of positive or negative religion will come.
Then it becomes religion. But if he's not thinking of that, but the same act is not religious.
Correct.
The act is the same.
Yes, of course. Act is the same. He may go and serve that person and then put it in the newspapers what a great man he was. Act is the same.
Or he may not put it also.
No, I'm giving an example where act is exactly the same. Okay. But he did it so that other people will say what a great man he is. He's not even a good man now.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so that's it for today. We will continue